1. Understand how memory works first. Before jumping into techniques, it's important to understand how your brain remembers. Learning vocabulary isn't about simply memorizing a long list of words like you would for a spelling test. It's about building connections in your mind between the word, its sound, its meaning, and how it's used. Our brains remember things better when they are connected to emotions, images, experiences, or repeated use. When you see or hear a new word just once, your brain treats it like an unimportant detail. But when you hear the word again and again, use it, visualize it, and feel something with it, your brain marks it as important information. This means that the best way to memorize vocabulary is not by repeating it in a mechanical way, but by creating meaningful experiences around it. Once you understand this, you stop depending on old-school rote memorization and start using memory in smarter ways. 2. Learn vocabulary in context, not in isolation. One of the most powerful methods for memorizing vocabulary is learning words in context, not in isolation. That means you don't just memorize a word and its translation. Instead, you learn it inside a sentence or a situation. This gives you much more than the meaning. You get the emotion, the grammar pattern, and even the kind of situation where the word appears. Your brain is much more likely to remember this because it can visualize the story, not just a definition. Your materials like short stories, dialogues from movies, personal experiences, mini conversations. Every time you see or learn a new word, try to create or notice the context around it. Ask yourself, when would someone say this? Who usually uses this word? Is it formal or informal? Can I think of a real-life example using it? Context is king when it comes to long-term memory. 3. Use active recall and spaced repetition. Most people make the mistake of reviewing vocabulary passively. They read the list again and again, hoping it will stick. But studies in cognitive science have shown that active recall and spaced repetition are far more effective. Active recall means you test yourself without looking at the answer. For example, you look at an English word and try to explain it in your native language or vice versa. Or you try to use it in a sentence from memory. This makes your brain work to remember, and that process strengthens memory. Spaced repetition means reviewing the word at increasing intervals. So instead of reviewing it every day forever, you review it. Right after you learn it, the next day, 2 days later, 1 week later, 2 weeks later. There are many apps that use these systems like Enki, Quizlet, or Memrise. But you can also do it manually with flashcards. The secret is to keep coming back to the word just before you forget it. That's when your brain reactivates the memory and keeps it strong. 4. connect new words with images and emotions. The brain loves pictures and feelings. If you want to remember a word faster, try to visualize it. For example, when you learn the word delicious, don't just remember gone. Imagine your favorite dish, the smell, the taste, the smile on your face. That connection becomes a powerful memory anchor. You can draw a simple image that represents the word. Find a picture on the internet and save it. Use emojis to represent new vocabulary. Link the word with a personal memory. Even better, create an emotional connection. For example, if the word is disappointed, think of a time when you felt that way. Maybe you studied hard for a test but didn't pass. That personal link will help the word stick in your mind, much more than any translation can. The more senses and emotions you involve, the stronger the memory. 5. Speak the words out loud. Use it or lose it. One of the most common reasons people forget vocabulary is because they never use it. They study silently, write it down, but never say it out loud. Language is spoken, and your memory improves when you hear your own voice using the word. After learning a word, say it aloud several times. Use it in a sentence out loud. Include it in a short conversation or dialogue. Record yourself using it and listen back. Even if you're just speaking to yourself, the act of saying the word activates muscle memory and auditory memory. This gives you double power, mind plus mouth. If possible, use the word in real conversations within 24 hours. Use it in a message, in a short voice recording, or in class. The sooner and more naturally you use it, the faster it becomes yours. 6. Keep a personal vocabulary journal. Instead of writing down every word you see, create a personal vocabulary notebook. But don't just write the word and its translation. Make it active and alive. Include the word, meaning in your native language or in English, example sentence from a movie, article, or your own sentence. A picture or emoji, date you learned it, space for review notes, or feelings. Organize your journal by topic or by situation, at the airport, at the office, love and emotions, food and drink, etc. This makes review faster and more meaningful. Every week, go through old pages and test yourself. Add new usage. Rewrite examples. Reflect on which words you actually used this week. This kind of personal vocabulary book becomes a mirror of your real learning, not just random memorization. 7. Review daily, but with fun and variety. Review doesn't have to be boring. In fact, it shouldn't be. Mix different methods and keep your practice fun and flexible. Turn words into a quiz with a friend. Write a short story using 5 to 10 new words. Watch a video and identify how many learned words you hear. Play a game like word bingo or flashcard race. Instead of just reading your notes, turn them into challenges. Your brain loves novelty. Change the order, add music, use color, or time yourself. You're not only learning the word, you're building an emotional memory around the learning experience. 8. Group words by theme, not alphabet. Don't memorize vocabulary lists in alphabetical order. It's unnatural and disconnected. Instead, group words by topic or function. This is how your brain stores information in clusters, not in rows. For example, travel, passport, luggage, flight, delay, customs, visa. Feelings, excited, nervous, embarrassed, bored, proud. At a restaurant, menu, order, waiter, bill, tip, dessert. When words are grouped thematically, they make more sense, appear together in real life, and can be used together in one conversation. This helps with both memory and fluency. Try to build word webs, one central theme and connected words around it. Visual learners especially benefit from this method. 9. Set a weekly goal for vocabulary use, not just learning. Learning words is not the goal. Using them is. At the beginning of each week, choose 5 to 10 new words or phrases and make it your mission to use them. You can write a journal entry using them. Use them in your daily conversation practice. Post them on social media with a sentence. Teach the words to someone else. This gives your vocabulary learning purpose, instead of learning endlessly with no direction. You now have a short-term mission. You'll be more focused, more motivated, and you'll actually remember the words because you used them in meaningful ways. 10. Accept forgetting as part of learning. Here's a truth many learners don't want to hear. You will forget words, and that's okay. Forgetting is not a failure. It's part of the process. The human brain forgets things so it can focus on what matters. Your job is not to panic when you forget. Your job is to notice, revisit, and relearn. Every time you review a word and realize you forgot it, celebrate. That's an opportunity to strengthen the memory. Relearning is actually more powerful than learning the first time. The second or third time you meet the word, it will stick even better. So don't be discouraged when you forget. Be patient, curious, and consistent. You're not just learning vocabulary, you're learning how to learn, and that's the real superpower.